Hello there, welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I'm back with yet another extraordinary video on grammar. Yes, you heard me correct. I am back with yet another impeccable video on grammar. Before I dive in, before I jump in today's video, time to take a quick recap. What did I teach you in my previous video? What did you people learn from my previous video? As far as my previous video is concerned, remember talking about present indefinite tense in detail, and remember talking about persons in detail. Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the same tense, present indefinite tense, which is also known as simple present tense or present simple tense with the help of a couple of verbs. I made it very clear in my previous video that verb is classified into four: first form of verb, second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. I made it absolutely clear in my previous video that you've got nothing to do with second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. Well, as far as the formula for present indefinite tense is concerned, we often use first form of verb. In my today's video, I'm going to frame a couple of sentences using first form of verb, and I'm going to talk about two exercises: exercise number 1 positive and exercise number 1 negative. Let's dive into the video without any further ado. Well, as you can see, we have 5 verbs here: to read, to teach, to watch, to drink, and to play. Well, to read is the first form of verb. As I mentioned a little while ago, that you've got nothing to do with the second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. Always go with first form of verb. Let's talk about exercise number 1, positive. As far as this exercise is concerned, you know, this exercise is based upon present indefinite tense, which is also known as simple present tense. Exercise number 1, positive. Well, this exercise is exclusively meant for your tongue. If you want to become a fluent speaker of English language, the very first thing you need to train is your tongue. Yes, you heard me correct. You need to train your tongue. You need to control your tongue. You need to tame your tongue. And the best way to control and tame and train your tongue is to utter exercise number 1 positive and exercise number 1 negative as many times as you can, because this is the best way of training your tongue. So let's get into the exercise. Exercise number 1 positive goes like this: I read newspaper. I want you people to pay close attention to the verb I'm using here. Read is the first form of verb, and the verb is coming immediately after the person. I want you people to recall the formula for present indefinite tense, which I taught you in my previous video. I, we, you, they plus verb. Well, I'm using verb immediately after person. I read newspaper. We read newspaper. You read newspaper. You all read newspaper. He reads. Well, I want you people to pay closer attention to the verb here. It's not he read newspaper. It's he read plus yes. What does it become? It becomes he reads newspaper. She reads newspaper. It reads newspaper. Ronnie reads newspaper. Raju reads newspaper. They read newspaper. Well, this is exercise number 1 positive, and this exercise is based upon present indefinite tense. Let's move on to exercise number 1 negative. And exercise number 1 negative is based upon present indefinite tense, and exercise number 1 negative goes like this: I don't read newspaper. Well, what's the negative word I'm using here? Don't. I don't read newspaper. We don't read newspaper. You don't read newspaper. You all don't read newspaper. He doesn't read newspaper. Well, I want you people to pay close attention to this word I'm not using down here, because I'm talking about third person singular. As I explained in my previous video in detail, that whenever you get the chance to talk about third person singular, please add s or es after the verb, and do become doesn't and don't become doesn't. He doesn't read newspaper. She doesn't read newspaper. It doesn't read newspaper. Ronnie doesn't read newspaper. And they don't read newspaper. Well, we're done with exercise number 1, positive, and we're done with exercise number 1, negative. Let's try another verb here. Instead of read, let's go with another verb. I'd like to go. Well, as you can see, we have 5 verbs here. So let me choose another verb. I'd like to go with watch. Yes, I'd like to get with watch. Let's try to utter exercise number 1 positive and exercise number 1 negative, replacing watch in the place of read. So exercise number 1 positive goes like this. I watch television. We watch television. You watch television. You all watch television. He watches. Yes, you heard me correct. It's not he watch. If you say he watch, you are speaking English, but you are speaking grammatically incorrect English. You are speaking grammatically wrong English. Never ever say he watched television. Always say he watches television. Don't forget to add yes or es after the word watch. Now, what exactly is the spelling of watch? W-A-T-C-H, and you are supposed to add es after watch. And what does it become? It becomes watches. He watches television. She watches television. It watches television. Ronnie watches television. Raju watches television. They watch television. Yes, you heard me correct. It's not they watches television, because they does not come under the category of third person singular. They comes under the category of third person plural. So we gotta go with just verb. They watch television. Let's move on to the negative exercise using the verb watch. Here I go. Exercise number 1, negative. I don't watch television. We don't watch television. You don't watch television. You all don't watch television. He doesn't watch television. Let me run it by you again, my dear viewers. That's wrong on your part. Say he don't watch television. Always say he doesn't watch television. She doesn't watch television. It doesn't watch television. Ronnie doesn't watch television. Raju doesn't watch television. And they don't watch television. Well, I am done with exercise number 1 positive and exercise number 1 negative. As you can see, we have 5 verbs here, and I have used the first verb read in my exercise, and I've used the third verb watch in my exercise. I want you people to do this practice at home using different verbs. But the point to remember here is never ever do the mistake of using second form of verb or third form of verb or fourth form of verb. Always go with the first form of verb. As you can see, we have another verb here, teach. There's another verb, drink, and there's another verb, play here. Well, that's all I have in today's video. Before I take your leave, I want you people to type at least 2 sentences, exercise number 1 positive and exercise number 1 negative, by using any of those verbs, and post them in the comment box below. Well, before I take your leave, I'd like to make a humble request to all the viewers out there who are watching my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel by pressing the bell icon at the bottom right of there, so that you keep getting notifications right away when a new video is uploaded in my channel. Don't forget to press the like button, share my video with your kid and kin, and if you want to follow me on Instagram and Facebook, the links are given below. If you have forgotten or missed to watch my previous videos, you can find the link in the I button. Do take a very good care of yourself and step out of your house only when it's absolutely necessary. Thank you very much.